said he looked forward to clearing his name once and for all before thanking his former castmates and the show's crew for the time they spent, and he wishes them nothing but success. Now, Masterson's ex-girlfriend, Bobette Rouse, came forward with allegations of sexual misconduct. Welcome back to the True Crime Lounge podcast. I have a Patreon that you can join for early access to episodes scheduled to come out. I also have a merch shop for all your true crime gear. And for any updates on my channel or podcast, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. With that being said, let's dive into today's episode, shall we? Oh, I also want to add, me and my friend Gabby started a new podcast. Now, you're probably thinking, another podcast from a girl who can barely do this podcast? Yeah. But this podcast is called Dark Academia Queen, and if you can guess it, Dark Academia. For those of you who don't know, and if you're watching this channel, you gotta know I'm a Dark Academia girly. Not just the aesthetic, but the whole thing. Like, I don't know what it is. Could be something mentally wrong with me, but who knows at this point. But today we're going to be talking about dating Masterson. You might recall That 70s Show, the show he's most known for. It was one of my favorite shows to watch personally as a teenager, and I still go through and binge watch it from time to time. But today we're going to be talking about him. And for those of you that don't know who I'm talking about, he played Hyde on That 70s Show and Rooster on the Ranch. He is also a Scientologist, which is completely irrelevant at this point. But anyway, Masterson made headlines in 2017 when he first got accused of sexual assault. He would plead not guilty after being charged in June 2020 to allegedly raping these women. Four women would claim in March of 2017 he sexually assaulted them in the early 2000s. A fifth woman would come forward in December of 2017, claiming that she was dating the actor and he repeatedly raped her. He maintained his innocence and he pled not guilty on January 21 of 2021 to 3 counts of rape. His first trial began in the fall of 2022, which ended in a mistrial. He went back in the spring of 2023 and was convicted on 2 counts of rape, and he was sentenced to 23 years in he was sentenced to 30 years in prison in September 2023. That same month, his wife Bidgie, I think that's her name. Bidgie. Sorry if I'm butchering it up. I'm terrible at names. Phillips would butcher him. Would not butcher him. Would file for divorce. Now, the LAPD confirmed in March 2017 that they were investigating claims that Masterson sexually assaulted multiple women in the early 2000s. No charges have been filed at the time. The LAPD's investigation was prompted by multiple police reports and journalists and Tony Ortega's reports on 3 women with alleged accounts of rape, sodomy, and sexual assault, which he posted to his blog, The Underground Bunker. 4 women were on the record at the time claiming that they were assaulted by the actor. In one of Ortega's posts, he claimed that one victim approached him, who was Leah Remini. She was a Scientologist, like Masterson for decades, and was told that what allegedly happened. The woman was then advised to file a police report by Remini, according to Ortega. And Remini would go on to say in an interview to Ortega, saying, I met with the LAPD, I told Detective Reyes, and I told him that these women deserve to be heard. I asked her to do the right thing by these girls, and I told her that the world was watching. So, as a result of ongoing discussions, Netflix and the producers had written Danny Masterson out of the ranch. Out of the ranch. He will play Jameson Rooster Bennett on the Netflix series for 3 seasons, along with the former That 70s Show Ashton Kutcher. Before he was fired in the wake of the sexual assault allegations, Masterson reacted to being ousted from the ranch in December 2017, telling Us Weekly, I am obviously very disappointed that Netflix's decision to write my character off the ranch. He denied the outrageous allegations against him at the time, claiming, "Law enforcement investigated these claims more than 15 years ago and determined them to be without merit. I have never been charged without a crime, and let alone convicted of one." The actor said he looked forward to clearing his name once and for all before thanking his former castmates in the show's crew for the time they spent, and he wishes them nothing but success. Now, Masterson's ex-girlfriend Bobette Rouse came forward with allegations of sexual misconduct in December 2017, bringing the count to 5 women, claiming that Beethoven's second actor allegedly assaulted him in the early 2000s. I stayed that, and she would go on to say that I stayed quite long enough. Danny Masterson repeatedly raped me, and all I seek is justice to prevent this from ever happening to anyone else. My truth will be heard. Rouse also showed Christy Cornell Baxter, who was one of Masterson's exes, another accuser supported in treating. I applaud her strength as well. Hashtag me too, hashtag sisters. Now, a source at the LADA's office exclusively told us in February 2018 that despite the heinous sexual misconduct claims against him, the DA's office was not ready to press charges. The LADA, Jackie Lacey, has asked the Deputy District Attorney Ryan Mueller handling the Danny Masterson rape investigation for further investigation after the case was formally presented to her almost 3 months ago. The source explained, and the case is being taken seriously, and does have top priority when the Sex Crimes Division of the office, not because of Mr. Masterson's celebrity status, but because of the heinous allegations by the alleged victims. The insider also added this is a high-profile case, and it needs to be airtight before any decision is made before charging him. Now you're probably, if you remember correctly, you remember me saying that he was a Scientologist. Well, here's where the Church of Scientology comes into play. 4 of the 5 women who accused Masterson of sexual assault filed a lawsuit against him. The Church of Scientology and the church leader David Miscavige in August of 2019. His exes, Bixler and Riles, were repeatedly identified in the lawsuit. The other 2 women were listed as Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2. The accusers claim that Masterson and the church engaged in stalking, physical invasion of privacy, and conspiracy to obstruct justice after the women reported their allegations against the New York native to the LAPD in 2016 and 2017. Masterson denied these allegations in a statement to us at the time, saying, "This is beyond ridiculous. I'm not going to fight my ex-girlfriend in the media like she's been baiting me to do for more than 2 years." He also goes on to say, "I will beat her in court, and I will look forward to it because the public will finally be able to learn the truth and see how I've been railroaded by this woman." And a litigation attorney for the Church of Scientology also reacted to the lawsuit, telling us from everything we've heard in the press, this is a baseless lawsuit that will go nowhere because the claims were ludicrous and a sham. It is also dishonest and a hallucinatory publicity stunt.